Hi guys, it's April and I'm getting a lot of help today. I'm going to do something that I seem to not do very often, and that is going to be a tag video. I don't know why it is that I seem to avoid doing tags, but I do. This tag is the Booktube Watch tag. I saw this around quite a while ago. I didn't get on the bandwagon when it was first starting, but I figured I'd do it now. I will leave the original video down below in case you want to check it out. I believe Harriet Rose did it. She's amazing. Check her out. I am now going to stop babbling and just get on to this tag. The first question is, how many channels are you subscribed to? Currently, right now, I am subscribed to around 500 channels. Now, I will preface that with saying that they're not all booktube channels. A vast majority of them are, probably about half of them, maybe, I don't know, I haven't counted and sorted through all of them. But another good chunk of them are art-related channels, color-related channels, food-related channels, because I love food, and then anything else in between that just kind of catches my eye. But they're mostly those four kinds of channels. That's how I watch YouTube. The second question is, when do I normally watch Booktube? I like to have Booktube on in the background as I'm working. So a lot of times if I have a project that I have to wireframe out, or if there's some kind of graphic I have to create, anything I can listen to and I don't necessarily need to be focused on, that's what I'll watch while I'm working. Actually, it's probably more listening than watching, but you know what I mean. But yeah, that is when I do a majority of my Booktube watching, because a lot of times it's just me listening to a book review or listening to a wrap-up or something like that, which means I can listen to it and pick up a lot of the things. And if a book or something really catches my ear, then I will stop and I will focus on what the pretty cover looks like. But most of the time I am doing something over here while I'm listening to Booktube. The next question is, how well do I balance watching, making, and reading? Not very well at all. If you have been with me for these recent months, you've noticed that my reading has kind of slagged off, unfortunately. A lot of things have happened in my life, and a lot of things are now taking up my time that weren't taking up my time before, including the top of the thing that you can kind of see on the screen right now. And so my reading has slumped a little bit. Somehow I'm still kind of sort of keeping up with making videos, but I think a vast majority of that is because at this point I've kind of divided my channel between doing coloring videos and book related videos. I think that's helped me a little bit, because otherwise, oh, I'd be a hot royal mess. The next question is about the difference between the videos you like to watch and the videos you like to create. I don't really have a huge distinction between what I watch and what I create. What I watch is usually what I end up creating. I'm inspired by those kind of videos. So a lot of things I watch are wrap-ups, reviews, or other kinds of list-related videos because I like getting inspired to read something next. Those are just what I like to do. And then I also like to watch the art inspired by books kind of series. So I like to watch a lot of people who like to paint their book covers or illustrate their books or just mark up their books in any way. I love watching those kind of videos. The next question is, who is the first booktuber that you subscribed to? That would have to be Christine Horner. She's actually the one who turned me on to the whole booktube community. I didn't subscribe to her because of the book related stuff. She's been someone I have watched for quite a long while, and then she started incorporating books, which opened up this whole world of booktube to me that I didn't even know existed. I'm not entirely sure how I missed that bandwagon, since I've been with YouTube since the very beginning. Somehow I was asleep during all of that. Question number 6 is, who is the most recent booktuber that you have subscribed to? And that would probably be Brews and Reviews, which I am currently hosting a readathon with. I will link the information down below. Previously, I had sort of kind of heard of her in passing. I hadn't really sat down and watched a lot of her videos, but after setting up this whole readathon with her and learning who she is and all of the things that she creates, definitely now a subscriber and probably will be for the rest of my YouTube life. Number 7 is share your favorite booktuber, and I have to give a shout out to my booktube buddy, Shay, over at Shay Geeks Out, because she is just my reading buddy. She is just my life buddy at this point. She is one of the reasons that I continue to do what I do, because friendships like that just make me happy. Question number 9 is one of your booktube pet peeves, and I'm probably going to get a lot of grief about this one, but my biggest pet peeve is when people decide it's necessary to point out what there is lacking in something in the booktube community, in the reading community, and reading in general, and all of that, where they gripe about how they can't find enough of something when there is probably a better way to inspire people to help you fill that gap by starting to fill that gap yourself and promoting people who are filling that gap rather than just sitting and complaining and beating other people up because this thing doesn't exist, when there might be a sub-community in the community that does exist, you just haven't found it yet. So that's probably my biggest pet peeve. And number 10 is, what is a thing that you have learned by watching other booktubers? And I think the biggest thing that I have learned is being critical about reading. I have always been someone who just consumes books and doesn't necessarily stop and process what I have read. It is still something I'm sort of trying to find a balance with. I think the biggest thing about this community is there are some amazing people who can analyze and critique books in such an amazing fashion that at some point I would love to emulate them. It's a learning curve. I'm still trying to get there. That is my favorite part of booktube, is just finding those people who think critically and who are inspired by reading, and you can just feel that love of reading in the way that they talk about books. And number 11 is to tag people, and I'm gonna do the cop-out thing and saying, if you haven't done this tag and you are watching this video right now, consider yourself tagged. And after you do it, of course, let me know so I can go watch it, because I like to creep you guys. You're my favorite people. So that is my first tag video in quite a long while. I hope it was somewhat entertaining. Maybe, possibly. Tell me down below. And I heart your beautiful faces. Bye.